here's another one. One time for mine now. Let's go.
Could be something true now. I'm not looking anymore. The times are thinking, love up flow now. Sharing real connections, what we'll make. Come on, let go, baby, more. Don't you know you're ready on a jump with it? Try to put the road double cooking on the go, but I no use. Hey, I'll be a good thing.
And a win with a flow, double trouble on a go poses. Keep posing, opposing against these foes. Please know I'm opposing. The crew out on the concrete jungles.
Not a day goes by without me thinking about that way the world's the big motion. When you walked into my life and we connected like we share the same ocean. Couldn't help but move the threads of better spiders into each other's blind spotches. All this energy's got us inspired now. We couldn't stop it, just say it free and dance.
Persona 4, dancing all night.
Wow. We're back. We're playing video games. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm recording this on the 1st of January, and I'm releasing it on the 1st of January. It was a nice round date to start our Season 2 of The Last Junker. Got to get back into the swing of things, recording and whatnot. Especially now I'm in a different place and people can probably walk past and hear me talking to myself, but there you go. So we are going to start off Season 2 with Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I picked up the Endless Night collection a few weeks ago and I've already platinumed Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, and I figured I would record Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which I have played before when it was released on the Vita but not on the PlayStation 4. So, and it's been a long time since I played this game, and I have to admit I am rubbish at these games. I'm going to reduce the sound effect volume because it kind of interferes with the music. Kind of like 4, I guess, because it doesn't sound as obvious. Not much in the way of options. The reason I'm recording this one and not the other two is because this one actually has a proper story, cutscenes, the full shebang. The other two do have a story, but it's not really much of a story, so this is probably the most fully rounded game version of the 3. So with that, we'll jump straight into the story mode. In story mode, you can enjoy the story of Persona 4 Dancing All Night. First, select mode to proceed. The mode will affect only story mode and is separate from free dance difficulty. Beginner or standard? I have, like I said, I platinum Persona 3, but I am rubbish at these games, so I'm going to just go for beginners just so we can get through the story.
Well then, that concludes this audition. We'll contact you individually with your results after some time.
Thank you, sir.
Take care now.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you for staying so late.
Thank you so much. See you. Please excuse us. Sorry. Thank you for everything. We'll get back. Oh, good luck. I'm rooting for you too. Excuse me? Yuko-san?
the studio!
It was from the studio. Hey!
What?
What's going on?
Hey, have you heard that rumor? Huh? Which one? When you look at some website at midnight, there's this weird video that plays on its own. It's hard to really make out much at first, but you can totally see this idol who should be dead dancing in it. When you watch the video to the end, supposedly you get taken away to the other side and you never wake up.
Spooky goings on. Might be a dancing game, but it's not all fun and sugar and rainbows. When you awaken, you are greeted with an unfamiliar sight. The floor, walls, and even the ceiling. Everything in the mysterious room is coloured a deep ultramarine. Before you sits a similarly unfamiliar woman.
Oh, welcome to the Velvet Room. Don't worry, this is merely a dream. The you in the real world is sound asleep. Having said that, you're no guest of this room.
She fixes you with a piercing stare, as if appraising you, before continuing on.
Perhaps you've gone astray in your dream and wandered into a realm beyond your ken. This is the Velvet Room, a place that exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Normally, only those who have agreed upon some form of contract may come here.
After saying so, she turns her gaze downwards, as if in contemplation.
But nothing meaningless happens in this room. If you are here, there must be a reason for it. Very well. I'll use this as an opportunity to tell you of a guest we once hosted here.
The woman before you straightens her posture slightly, then faces you directly. It seems she's going to tell you a story about someone other than yourself. Who does she intend to
Yes.
tell you about?
I know just whose story to relate. This is the tale of an unforgettable guest who kindled within my heart a flame that none of our countless visitors could match. I knew him as Yu Narukami. In overcoming a terrible ordeal that befell a certain town, he formed an irreplaceable bond with his friends. The power of their bond supported them. Through every trial, even when facing an adversary with inhuman powers, they remained undaunted throughout. You seem perplexed. I'm not surprised. You could have no notion of what I'm speaking of after all.
Hey, I played
In that
Persona 4.
case, I will show you a glimpse into the story after they overcame their ordeal.
When the woman raises her hand, brilliant light slowly floods your surroundings.
To be clear, this is not the story of the ordeal they faced. One might think of it as a festival that they performed in, at the risk of their own lives.
Chapter 1-1. Production company Takura Productions Practice Studio. About half a year has passed since we solved the case that took place in the peaceful rural town of Inaba. Summer vacation has been over for a while, but the heat still clings. Today we had to come to a certain production company's office for a particular purpose.
Rise-san's very late. It's past time for our lesson already.
Upon saying so, Naruto looks up at the clock on the wall. Naruto Shirogane. She's an underclassman and 1 year younger than me, but she's a detective and 5th generation of the distinguished Shirogane family. When I first met her, she had problems with how others saw her and presented herself as an adult man. Now though, she's shifted.
her voice
Oh come on,
more
that's far
fun.
too
What about
fast
you?
for anyone to
Me
read.
neither, it seems. I wonder if something happened. But in that case, I think you'd be the first one Rise-san would contact, Senpai.
I
No.
couldn't have pictured it either.
I don't want
If
to
it wasn't for
skip the
Rise's comeback
text.
performance.
Right. Let's get rid of auto advance because obviously it's auto advance in the non-speaking text as well.
The Love Meets Bonds Festival. They're calling it LMB for short, correct? It seems to be a momentous occasion. I've heard TV crews will be there on the day of the concert.
That's right, we'll be participating as backup dancers in a performance at LMB, the debut show for Risei's comeback. Of course, Risei aside, we're all just amateurs. We're going to need a lot of practice before we can handle a real show. So far, our practice has been extremely rigorous, and it's still continuing on now.
Ballroom dancing I could have managed, but I'm entirely useless at this. I felt much more at ease fighting monsters in a strange world than I feel here.
Oh man, I'm super late. I'm so sorry.
Risei-san! Oh, thank goodness you're all right.
My last meeting just wouldn't end. Were you two waiting long?
I like Risei.
Don't worry about us. I'm sure all your hard work will pay off in the end.
You're so nice, Senpai. I may be late, but I guess there was a silver lining.
We don't hold it against you. With the music festival right around the corner, you must be overwhelmed with all the preparations. After all, it's not just we two you've been supervising. I've heard that you're making time to give lessons to the others in Inaba as well.
As Naoto says, we three aren't the only ones in our friends who participated in this Love Meets Bonds festival. The members of the investigation team, our friends who helped solve countless cases in distant Inaba, will be performing at this festival as well. Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, Kanji, and Teddy. Even now, the 8 of us are practicing our dance moves daily. Though Risei is busy with work, she's been going back and forth between here and Inaba to help teach our friends in the country.
Well, everyone's pitching in to help me. Senpai, Naoto-kun, my friends in Inaba. I want all of us to be our absolute best on stage, so I'll do whatever I can to help achieve that. But man, the festival producer's been a real pill about it. Just a minute ago, she was going on and on about throwing our money away on amateurs. It was like I wasn't in the room. I was seriously seeing red. We'll show her. We're gonna pull this off whatever it takes, and then she'll see how amazing all of you are.
You're a true professional. My hat is off to you.
You know it. So you can't slack off either, Naoto-kun. Come on, let's get this rehearsal started.
Oh, good. All 3 of you are here.
The studio's door opens, cutting off Risei's words. The man poking his head through the doorway might be the only other friendly face here besides Risei in this unfamiliar studio.
Inoue-san, what's up? Wait, is that you, Nozomi? Oh my gosh! Hey girls, it's been forever!
The man called Inoue gives a smile, then enters the room we're in. There are a number of girls behind him, but I don't recognize any of them.
I'm sorry to interrupt your practice, Yu-kun and Naoto-kun.
Ah, Risei-san's manager.
Could you spare a moment of your time? There are some people I'd like to introduce you both to. They're another idol group with Takara Productions. They'll be performing at LMB too. Allow me to introduce Nozomi Nakahara, Tamami Uesugi, Sumomo Ujima, and Tomoe Sayama. These are the next generation of idols, following in Risei-chan's footsteps.
Now, going forward, I'm very familiar with the original characters' Japanese names because I've heard them so many times in my playtime with Persona 4. These characters, though, I'm probably going to butcher any future pronunciation, so forgive me in advance. I see, so they're Risei's juniors. The 4 girls, clearly all part of the same group, smile at us, dressed in matching costumes. Not really matching, are they? They got dots on, but I couldn't say that anything else. This isn't good. I'm not an expert on the showbiz world to begin with, so there's no way I'd know about them. It is rude to actually... Is it rude to tell actual teen idols to their faces I don't know them? If Yosuke were here right now, things would be different. However, backup comes from an unexpected place. Naruto is the one to speak up, previously lost in thought next to me.
I've seen them on TV before. As I recall, they're members of Kanamin Kitchen.
Wow, Naoto-kun, that's right. You sure do your homework on this stuff. But it's just you 4? Where's Konami?
Konami-chan's doing PR right now for her solo photo book that's out soon.
Kanamin Kitchen. I recall hearing that name. I see. The other members of that group. If I remember correctly, they're a popular idol group made to center around Kanami Mashita, another of Risei's juniors. The 4 girls Inoue-san brought here make up the group Kanamin Kitchen, minus Kanami-san herself right now.
You know, Inoue-san, you've been pushing Konami too much lately. I don't think having her take on every job she's offered is a good thing.
You don't mince words, do you, Tomoe-chan?
Well, I have to be direct. LMB is just around the corner. Do you understand that even now we're behind on rehearsing?
Well, I do. Trust me, I know how big that event is going to be for your group.
Hey, I want to do photo book work too. I want to model lots of outfits like cute swimsuits.
All right, Sumomo-chan, just calm down. If a job like that comes in, I'll make sure you get a crack at it.
Tomoe-san gives a weary sigh as Sumomo-san clings to Inoue-san like a pouting child. They're supposedly Risei's juniors, but I can't get a read on any of their actual ages. It's a little baffling. How old are they actually? If I'll be speaking directly to them, how polite should I be? While I'm thinking it over, Naruto, who seems startled by their presence in a completely different way, mutters, somewhat taken aback.
This is a bit overwhelming. It's like being in a room with 5 Risei-sans.
What? Am I that much like them? Is that what you think of your coach?
Oh, no. That wasn't my intent at all.
So this guy's Yu-san?
If I recall Inoue-san's earlier introduction, this aggressive girl must be Tamami-san. After walking over towards us, she looks into my face and stares intently at me. Did I do something to offend her?
I'm Yu Narukami. It's nice to meet you.
Whoa, listen to this guy. Aren't you a tad too composed? You seem way too cool. I don't like it one bit.
Jeez, there she goes again. I'm sorry, Senpai. She's always quick to pick fights with anyone and everyone.
I see, so that's the kind of girl she is. When I nod at Risei's words, Tamami-san dramatically points at me. What now?
Just you wait, Yu-san. The next time I see you, I'll have a herd of boys with me. All of them better and dreamier than you. It'll be a boy trail that goes so far back you can't see the end. Like a goldfish's you-know-what.
The air in the room goes frigid at Tamami-san's bizarre example. Was that intentionally awkward, or should I say something and back her up?
I'm sorry. Tamami-chan isn't very good at metaphors.
Hey, why'd you go with you-know-what? Are we not supposed to say goldfish poop?
Well, I don't think saying poop in and of itself would damage an idol's image. Though, when you go out of your way to avoid saying it like that, it just calls more attention to it.
Shut up! Jeez, get me back!
Sumomo-san darts away as Tamami-san chases her, while Tomoe-san watches in exasperation. This suddenly became a sketch comedy. That's when the last member, standing next to Inoue-san, steps forth and smiles cheerfully. Her name was, right, Nozomi-san.
Come now, everyone. A lady should always be graceful.
I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Naoto Shirogane.
It's an honor to make your acquaintance. I hope to make an impression on you.
I see. No wonder she's part of the same group as the other 3. Nozomi-san seems at first glance like someone you could talk to normally, as opposed to her colleagues, but it seems she won't be a cakewalk either. Naruto must have been thinking the same thing. When I look to her, she's desperately trying to relax her frozen expression as she responds to Nozomi-san.
Yes, well then.
All right, that's enough, everyone. They're just amateurs, so try not to bother them too much.
Oh, it's no bother. We're fine. Right, Senpai?
It was a pleasant change of pace.
Really? Yay! Then I'll keep right on bugging you.
Okay, that's enough. You two gotta know when to put the brakes on these girls. If you don't, you'll never hear the end of it.
Oh?
Who are these people anyway, Risei-senpai? And there's more coming, right? I heard they're your friends, but they're not your boyfriends, are they?
Of course not. I mean, how would that even be possible? but they are all important to me. They're my friends, more precious to me than anything.
For a moment, the four of them are at a loss for words upon hearing Rise. An odd silence settles. What's wrong? I don't think what she said was that weird.
Friends, huh?
That sounds so nice.
Then again, you could say you senpai is special to me.
Ooh, is that so?
Cutting off my train of thought, Rise grabs my arm and clings, like usual. I know she's just joking, but Rise, can an idol like you afford to do something like that in front of other people?
Rise-san.
Oh dear. Well, I guess if anyone can get away with it, it's you, Rise-chan.
That reminds me, Inoue-san. You're done introducing everyone, right? We need to get started on our lesson.
You're right. We ought to get going in that case. Everyone, let's break until the evening interview. Could you stay in your dressing room so I can come get you later?
Okay.
The members of Kanamin Kitchen reply in unison and bow before promptly and smoothly filing out of the room. Maybe it's odd, but ever since I started coming to Takura Productions, I've seen a lot of people here automatically shift gears like this. They really are professionals. I suppose it goes to show that even these girls are entertainers through and through.
Please excuse us.
Oh yes! The TV spot for L&B is gonna start airing today. You should let everyone know. It'll be broadcast across Japan, so they should be able to see it in Inaba too.
Nice! Thanks, Inoue-san.
Inoue-san is the last to leave, and we're back to just the three of us in the studio. The sudden quiet is like the aftermath of a storm. Naruto mumbles almost involuntarily.
TV commercial. Oh, that's what we filmed the other day, yes? It's really going to appear on TV.
Is it finally hitting you? That's right, all our smiling faces will be on TVs all across Japan. So there's no backing out of this now, okay, Naoto-kun?
Come now. You needn't say it like that.
I'll email everyone about the ad later. Let's get practicing.
I'm sure they'll be watching even if we don't tell them about it.
On that point, I agree. I doubt they'd ever miss festivities like this.
She has a point. I think of the faces of our friends in Inaba and can't help but smile. The Love Meets Bond Festival's TV commercial introduces all the participants of the event, so we all participated in that filming too. We're gonna appear on TV, and this time it won't be on some bizarre program that only comes on at midnight. That does feel a little embarrassing, but I'll still certainly be an exciting experience. Not to mention my friends are even more attentive to this kind of thing than I am. They're probably already invited each other over and are waiting for the commercial's broadcast. The funny mental image brings a smile to my face.
The Love Meets Bonds Festival. Let passionate songs and dance echo across the world. In addition to this all-star cast, there will be special guests. The talented devilish idol, Rise Kujikawa. The meaty idol group, Konami Mashita and Kanamin Kitchen.
Come join us at LMB Festival. We'll form a passionate bond with you all. Our meat's extra yummy, so
Enjoy, everyone!
Oh, there we are. Where? Right there.
We have a huge sale on large flat screen TVs today.
Mommy, don't look at them.
Don't look at them. That night, Rise, Naruto, and I were still spending our time on dance practice at Nakura Production Studio.
One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Naoto-kun. Hey guys, let's stop for a bit.
This is intense. I didn't envision it to be this tough. It's all worked out in my head, but...
Well, there's your problem. You're thinking too much. You stiffen up like that. Some skill is necessary, of course, and you have to factor in the choreography too. But once you have that, all you need to do is show how you feel by moving with the music.
Is that how it works? You, senpai. What do you think about when you dance?
To be honest, I have to focus so hard, I can't afford to think about anything.
Not you too, Senpai. Oh, but you might be onto something there. Dancing isn't just about moving to the rhythm. It's expressing yourself and your feelings to the people watching you. If I were to try and do the best I could, I might not be able to stay calm and composed either.
Expressing one's feelings, huh? That makes a kind of sense now that you explain it. In ancient times, dancing was a form of culture developed as a means of expressing one's faith and ideals without words. So then, it's not a matter of being good or bad at it. I must instead learn how to express myself without fear.
Come on now, Tokun. You're still overthinking it. It's like what Chie-senpai always says. Don't think, feel. In your case, you just gotta loosen up and enjoy yourself. Don't worry if you do a move wrong. Okay, let's try it from the top one more time.
Already? Can't we please, take a short break?
Rise is still raring to go, but it's clear to see that Naruto's legs are shaky and she sounds flustered. A quick break might help. As I'm deciding how I can help the situation, my cell that I'd set off to the side begins ringing loudly and vibrating. Caller ID shows the name Yosuke Hanamura. Yosuke to the rescue.
It's Yosuke. I need to step out for a bit to take this.
Okay, then we'll start right after you come back.
Oh, I'm saved.
Hello? Yosuke?
Yo, partner. Are you okay to talk right now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
At the sound of the familiar voice on the line, I can't help but smile in relief. My partner in Inaba keeps talking in his usual careless, carefree tone.
Dude, we saw the commercial! We all gathered around the TV at Junes when it was on. Man, seeing that stuff got us all pumped up. Are we all celebrities now? Maybe I should start working on my autograph.
That might be a good idea.
Anyway, we're heading over there tomorrow. We leave first thing in the morning, so I'm sure we'll get there before noon. Just wait until you see where all our training has gotten us.
I look forward to it.
Even at our first practice, Yosuke surprised us all with his naturally deft moves. The videos that Rise have been recording only prove he's getting better and better. It's been a while since then, so I'm sure he'll show us a dance as amazing as he says. Lost in thought, I pick up on what sounds like arguing on the other side of the call. It's already starting. I can easily picture what's happening on their end, and I end up smiling despite myself.
What the? Dude! Teddy, hold your horses. You'll get your turn. So, hey! Hello, is this Sensei? I'm doing very well.
Oh yeah? I'm glad to hear that.
Teddy is a resident of the TV world that we met through the case we solved. Still, he's as important a friend as the rest of us. Right now, he lives at Yosuke's. Normally, he wears his trademark bear fur, and the local kids know him as a mascot of the department store Junes. However, judging by the tone of his voice, he must be taking his inner form as a young man right now. Sounds like he grabbed Yosuke's cell away though. He might end up regretting that.
I bet it must be lonely without me there, but don't you worry about that. I'll be coming with the others tomorrow to get married to you, Sensei.
That should be interesting.
Nana-chan and Pops are coming too, of course. Let's see, what other news is there? Huh? Ah!
On the other end, it sounds like Teddy turned around and a melodramatic scream rings out. I shift the phone a little farther from my ears. Business as usual. My guess is that Yosuke just got back up and saw Teddy with the swiped phone. I think I know them well enough to work out what'll happen next.
Damn it, Teddy, I was still talking to him. No! Yosuke, violence isn't the answer!
Sounds like you two are still getting along.
What gave you that idea? Anyway, that's the gist of it. We're coming tomorrow. Tell Rise and Naoto we said hi. See ya!
See you tomorrow.
Huh? Are you done with the studio, Yukun?
I turn at the familiar voice and see Inoue-san standing there with a can of coffee in his hand. It seems pretty late already though. Being the manager of a teen idol must be a pretty demanding job.
No, not yet. I was just taking a call.
Ah, I see. By the way, I'm sorry about the commotion this afternoon. Is Risei-chan still with you?
Yes, she's helping us rehearse.
That reminds me, I don't think I've thanked you yet. I'm still surprised that you agreed to perform. Would you like some coffee?
I graciously accept the coffee and answer Inoue-san's smile with one of my own. Agreed to perform. Inoue-san's most likely referring to backup dancing at LMB.
Thank you. We were surprised too. I never thought we'd be asked to perform with Risei in her comeback show.
Risei-chan insisted on it as soon as her spot at the festival was decided. As close as you all are to her, you're still just ordinary folks. To be honest, I was against it at first, but seeing you rehearse convinced me. I knew then this would be a great show.
Is that so?
I've been working in this industry for quite a while now, you know. I've developed a sixth sense as a manager. There's no question that Risei-chan changed after getting to know you all. She always had something special that shined from within. But I feel like that's been polished to an even brighter gleam. When Risei-chan's with you, she seems to glow even more than usual. That's why I decided to place my bets on all of you. Give you a place on the reborn Risei Kujikawa's big debut.
We'll do our best.
I hope I'm not just putting more pressure on by telling you this. I'm serious though. There's no need to worry. We're professionals. If you and your friends give 100%, then we'll amplify that energy and put on a hell of a show for the audience. As your friend's manager, I'll give you all the support I can as well.
Inoue-san usually seems like a fairly stoic person, but when he talks about Risei, his face really lights up. I guess even as a competitive showbiz professional, Risei has that much charm. I'm filled with sudden pride and relief from both his praise of Risei and his confidence in us. I can only repay with a grateful nod.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot I was in a hurry. I'll talk to the management, so go ahead and keep using the studio. Make sure you're not up too late, though.
I understand. By the way, what's your hurry?
Oh, it's probably nothing. Although, you haven't seen the Kanamin Kitchen girls, have you? Or someone that looked like them, maybe?
No, I haven't seen them. The only time I did was when you were introducing us.
That's all right then. I'm sorry if I said anything to worry you. Well, I should head to a meeting now, so I'll see you later.
I recall the 4 idols I met this afternoon as I considered the situation. They might not be on Risei's level, but they're big names for Takura Productions. It seems odd that Noe-san, a manager, would ask me for their whereabouts. He looks somewhat flustered as well. Could something have happened? As I puzzle over it, someone bolts in front of me and trips, flailing wildly. Seeing her skid across the wax floor of the hallway like a baseball player sliding home catches me a bit by surprise. After an extreme fall like that, she might not be up to talking.
Are you alright?
Face first. That really hurt. Oh, someone saw me. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's nothing. I'm fine. I'll leave. Quietly, calmly, and right away. And with that, I'm gone.
The girl babbles on and on before she zooms off at full speed like a clumsy tornado. What was that all about? She took quite a fall. Did she hurt herself? Actually, I guess I've been off the phone with Yosuke for quite a while now. If I make the others wait any longer, Risei will probably get impatient and get Naruto up and practicing again. If that happened, Naruto would definitely hold a grudge against me. It'd probably be best if I hurried back to the studio. Having reached a conclusion, I quickly head back with coffee in hand to where Risei and Naruto are waiting.
Hey, there you are, Senpai.
Welcome back.
Here it is, the pre-LMB report. Wow, somebody's already uploaded the vid.
When I get back, I find Rise and Naruto in conversation while looking at their cell phones. Rise beckons me over and I sidle behind them. Looks like they were looking at websites affiliated with LMB Fest. I look at the phone screen as well and see a reporter with the 4 members of Konami Kitchen we met this afternoon.
Sure enough, it's the girls we met earlier.
We're live with the members of Konami Kitchen. Any comments for your fans?
Yes. Well then, I'm Tomoe Sayama, your soft lamb. I may be a bit gamey, but one bite and you'll be hooked. Come to Love Meets Bonds, and I'll see to it you have the time of your life. Hiya! I'm Tamami Uesugi, your fluffy hen, and delicious to the bone. I'm always #1, and so's my soup stock. I'm in this thing, so you better come see me. If you don't, I'll never speak to you again. I'm Sumomo Ujima, everyone's piglet. I'm a pudgy ball of fun who rolls around all day, every day. Yay! Come play, everyone. If you don't spend time with me, I'm gonna cry.
I am Nozomi Nakahara, your noble stag. As powerful as I am beautiful, my gallantry will sweep you off your feet. I look forward to an amazing night spent together. This Love Meets Bonds festival will be a special day for ourselves and you.
I see, it's an interview with the members of Konami Kitchen since they're performing at LMB. In any case, that had quite an impact. Should we think of a greeting like this too? My gaze drifts while I'm lost in thought, and Naruto mutters, sounding a bit overwhelmed.
Those are some unusual taglines. A lamb, hen, piglet, and stag? I suppose it's unique, but...
Well, their whole shtick as an idol group is that they're all edible meats.
Edible meats? They're up for consumption?
Yeah, there's so many idols nowadays, you won't survive if you don't stand out from the crowd. Though that's not the only thing they have going for them. The battle between the corrupt, impossibly demanding producer and the poor, hard-working idols. That's another angle they're taking that's got them a lot of their current popularity.
A corrupt producer? Is that a common problem in the world of showbiz?
Oh no, it's not actually like that. That's just another strategy to get them over with the public. Then again, knowing her, I have to wonder if there isn't some truth to it.
Is that so?
It's the same one who's the overall producer of LMB. It just goes to show that it takes all kinds in this business.
From Rise's description, it sounds that there are a lot of strategies like this in the showbiz world. Interesting. The reporter on screen moves towards an even more flamboyant girl standing behind the other 4 members.
Well then, let's finish up with a word to the fans from Konami-san.
Oh, of course. Is Around Here okay?
I've seen her on TV before.
That's Konami Mashita. She's the lead member of Konami Kitchen. While I was on break, they started calling her the next Rosette. It's frustrating, but she's definitely hot right now. Even with my comeback, I keep wondering if I can come out on top anymore. Wait a sec. Okay, she's definitely had a boob job.
Hello, I'm Konami Mashita, your prize cow. My meat is marbled, my movement is slow, and I sleep off every meal. Everyone, join me in wishing that the weather will be bright and sunny on the day of the festival. It's been hot lately, and we all get sweaty in the sun, so make sure you bathe and brush your teeth while you're at it.
Thank you, Konami. And I take it you all have some closing remarks?
Of course. Well then, everyone, on the day of LMB, our meat will be extra delicious. So, enjoy every last bite!
That's all for our pre-Love Meets Bonds Festival report.
Konami-san wasn't with the group when we saw them this afternoon.
Inoue-san mentioned she was doing PR for her solo photo book.
To be honest, Konami sells much more than the other 4. I mean, the group's named after her.
I've been feeling this way since filming the TV commercial, but all those appearing on stage for this event will be industry professionals, no? Maybe amateurs like us shouldn't participate in this after all.
There you go with that again. Don't worry about it. When it comes to outsized personalities, we're a match for Konami's group.
I'm not so sure that's something to be proud of.
Me neither.
I said you'll be fine. Anyway, it's getting late. Why don't we get in one last run-through before calling it a night?
It's that late already? Yosuke-senpai and the others will be here tomorrow. We'll want to be as ready as we can for the joint rehearsal. That being said, I'm utterly spent. Please, let me sit out on this one.
What? Seriously? Okay, then go ahead and kick back, Naoto-kun. You've still got some juice left though, right, you-senpai?
Sure, I can keep going.
That's what I'm talking about. Give this last one everything you got. All right, you-senpai. Let me know when you're ready to start.
Yeah, we're actually going to do some dancing.
Are you ready?
Probably not.
Hello, everyone! Professor Teddy here. While Sensei and the others are learning their steps, we ought to try some dancing too. Let's start with the basics. Press the buttons to match your timing with the flying notes. You get the idea? All right, your turn now. Feel the rhythm and press those buttons. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, time for lesson 2. Sometimes you'll see rings that look like this. Those are scratches. For these, you just flick the left or right analog stick. Even if you mess these ones up, it doesn't count as a mistake, so don't stress out over them. When the ring overlaps with the outer circle, just move the stick in any direction. Wait a sec, that last one looked kind of funky, right? This is called a fever ring. They're pretty much like scratches. But if you get enough of them right, your dance is gonna go into fever time. All kinds of good stuff happens in fever time, so get it whenever you can. Now, last up is how to clear the stage and win. This hype gauge here tells you how much the audience is enjoying the show. Depending on how good your dancing is, it'll change, like this. If the audience's excitement gets too low, then that's it. Show's over. And even if you dance to the end, you'll only win if the audience had a good time. Psst, one more thing. If you get fever time when the audience is hyped up, something very good might happen. Alrighty, now let's bring it home. Bust a move! Yeah, you got the hang of it, and that's it for tonight's lesson. Till next time, everybody!
Thanks, Teddy. I let the adrenaline of the dance fade and take a deep breath to calm my pulse. Today's practice tired me out, but it looks like I managed to dance through it. I don't want to sound pretentious or anything, but I think I've been moving a lot more smoothly lately. In the beginning, all I could hope for was I just get through the steps. Kinda strange that I'm getting used to this, when it used to be such an ordeal.
Good job! We haven't been practicing long, and you've improved so much already!
Oh, that was amazing to watch, Senpai. I must improve my own performance to match.
At Visei and Naoto's praise, I smile in return, then take a moment to towel off. That's when I hear a slow clapping from the room's entrance. We all glance over.
Huh? Miss Ochimizu?
At Visei's words, my attention goes to the woman leisurely striding towards us. From her elegant, formal appearance, I get a sense of pride, dignity, and unmistakable authority. That demeanor, could she be the overall producer of LMB Fest that Visei mentioned?
Indeed. It was most impressive. I even left my meeting early to see for myself how things were going.
Do you need something? We're in the middle of rehearsal.
I wouldn't have come if I had no business here. How low Takara Productions has fallen. I only permitted this farce because Inoue begged me. Rise Kujikawa, don't tell me that you intend to put these children on a stage. They're barely at the level of a school performance.
I I think I explained before, but we have the organizers' approval for my friends to come on stage with me. My fans are cheering for us, and my agency made the call that this will be a good way to push my name.
Yes, I'm sure your fans would say that. Though I'm curious to know what the fans of the other idols, who have no interest in Rise Kujikawa, would think of it.
That's...
My apologies. I retract the question. It's useless asking you anyway, as you're nothing but a pretty face.
Nothing but... That's just rude!
What good can come of complaining to a plastic dress-up doll? Your puppet masters are the ones who should know their place. That would be Inoue, or in fact, Takura Productions as a whole.
Outrage flashes across Risei's face and the room is suddenly tense. This could get ugly. This producer, Ochimizu, some of what she's saying is correct, but it isn't something we'll take lying down. That's not just Risei. Even though we can keep a better handle on our emotions, Naruto and I are feeling that same anger. Before Risei has the chance for an outburst, I step forward and make calm eye contact with Miss Ochimizu. I'm never going to pronounce that name right.
Senpai!
We'll get it done. All of us. I hope you'll see.
Oh, I will. You can count on that. I don't intend to compromise on quality, even if I must work with amateurs. No event that I produce will feature any perfunctory performances. Practice until you drop. You're free to make a fool of yourself in here, but no mistakes will be tolerated on stage.
She makes her brief speech in the same curt tone, unfazed by my gaze, and then turns on her heel, heading for the door. No wonder she's risen so high in the world of show business. Though a part of me is impressed, I squash that feeling and continue staring at her as she walks away.
Then again, it could be that your moment in the spotlight will be removed entirely. Rise Kujikawa, depending on what happens, I may have you pair up with Konami at LMB. The new set list will be released tomorrow. Once it's settled which way we'll go, I'll contact Inoue about our decision.
Huh? Wait, what? I don't understand what you're talking about!
You don't need to understand. Just do what you're told. I've already discussed this with Takura Productions. If we go that direction, then your friend's presence won't be required.
Excuse me, but our friends will be here tomorrow. And they're traveling quite a distance just to perform at this festival.
My sincerest apologies for that. We'll have seats reserved so that they may enjoy the concert.
What a bitch. She abruptly exits, leaving us in shock. What's going on here? I'm struggling to grasp what just happened. We won't be performing? Naruto must be thinking the same thing. When I meet her eyes, she looks as bewildered as I am.
What was that about? I'm gonna go have a talk with Inoue-san about this.
Rise-san, she's gone. What's going on here?
Should we go after her?
I'm not so sure. Even if we do, I doubt we'll learn much. Rise-san?
It isn't Rise at the door, but a strangely familiar girl. Where have I seen her before? Oh right, she's the girl I saw earlier in the hallway, the one who had quite a nasty faceplant.
Excuse me, is Ms. Ochimizu,
Chimizu? Oh, you mean the producer?
Oh, you
She
mean
left
the
a moment
bitch.
ago.
Seeing Naruto look to me for confirmation, I nod to the girl before us in assurance. More importantly, I had forgotten to ask earlier, but I hope she didn't hurt herself too badly when she tripped.
Oh, okay. Oh man, what am I gonna do?
Excuse me, but you are?
Senpai, you're not gonna... Huh? Konami? What are you doing here?
Whoa, it's Rise-senpai. Way too long time no see.
After Rise bursts through the door, the girl greets her cheerfully as if they know each other. This place is a showbiz office, so it's only natural that Rise's acquaintances would be here. However, we're caught a bit off guard, and I think Rise called this girl Konami just a moment ago. Wait, is she really...
Sorry, Rise, but can you explain to us what's going on here?
you guys. This is Kanami Mashita, lead member of Kanamin Kitchen.
Kanami-san? Wait, the same one who was in that video?
Surprised? Kanami's like this whenever she's not on camera. She's all reserved and boring looking. It's a lot different than her image when she's on the job.
And that's simply how it works? But she seems like a completely different person.
I get that a lot.
She really does seem completely different. It's hard to believe that this Kanami-san is the same as the Kanami-san in that video. Still, now's not the time for that. We need to hear what Risei's come back to tell us. I sort out my thoughts and take a deep breath before looking to Risei.
That aside, Risei, what were you about to say before?
Oh, right. I couldn't find Inoue-san, but I overheard something weird.
Weird, you say?
Yeah. Have you heard anything, Kanami? About Nozomi and the others disappearing?
Disappeared? The Kanamin Kitchen girls?
Yeah. Looks like they can't get a hold of them at all, and everyone's running around looking for them. I bet that's why Miss Ochimizu said those things earlier.
Risei's revelation is enough to shock us all into brief silence. They can't get in contact with the members of Kanamin Kitchen. We just met them this afternoon. I see, that must have been the reason Inoue-san asked me earlier if I had seen them. And then there's Miss Ozumiju. This would explain why she suddenly ordered Risei to pair with Kanami-san, and why she told us that we may not be performing. At that moment, everything connects. Next to me, Naruto rests her hand against her chin thoughtfully, as if making deductions.
See, if they remain missing until the day of the festival, there'll be an opening in the lineup. Miss Ochimizu, worried about this possibility, mentioned her suggestion about Risei-san and Kanami-san performing as a pair.
But we just saw those girls this afternoon. Would the producer go to those links just because she lost contact with the group for a few hours?
Probably. This is Miss Ochimizu we're talking about.
Ochimizu.
I know about that discussion already. Ms. Ochimizu told me it'll work out as long as you're around. Still, I can't help but worry about them. That's why I was looking for Ms. Ochimizu.
It'll work out. But they're the rest of your own group. And not only that, they're well-known celebrities. What if they've gotten swept up in something serious?
I don't know. But she said she'll keep a lid on this until the festival's over.
What? Is that what she thinks of us? Idols aren't toys that can be replaced.
If this truly is a case of them going missing, there are a number of measures we can take. First, let's speak with the event organizers and have them file a missing persons report with the police. After that...
Hold on a moment.
Risei and Naruto look at me in surprise at my sudden halting of the conversation. Please don't give me that look. Risei's anger and Naruto's precautions are both justified. I've learnt these past few months that the showbiz world can be pretty cold, but this is something different. As far as we can tell, 4 girls have gone missing. This sounds like a case. However, we need more information. I looked to Kanami-san and asked the question on my mind.
Kanami-san, when did they lose contact with the rest of the group?
Huh? Not too long ago, I think. I only heard about it from Ms. Ochimizu a moment ago.
Like I said, we met them just this afternoon. Even if we went to the police with this, I doubt they'd pay us any mind. Plus, if this doesn't turn out to be anything serious, wouldn't it put the girls in a bad position?
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. I gave Inoue-san a real scare a while back myself, but even then he waited quite a while before going to the police. If he had reported me missing at the time, it could have snowballed into a much bigger problem.
Oh, same here. One time I slept through a day off I finally got, and even through the day after that. My agency apologized to our partners and said I'd been laid up with a cold. All that oversleeping gave me such a headache.
That's not as serious as the situation here, but you, Senpai, may have a point. Well then, why don't we do this? If no one has heard from the rest of the group by tomorrow, we'll go ask the organizers to take the necessary steps. And if they refuse to make a move, then we'll take things into our own hands and notify the police directly.
That sounds reasonable. Yosuke and the others will be here tomorrow too, along with Dojima-san.
I have a lot of reasons for holding off on doing anything drastic until tomorrow, but this is the main reason. Ryotaro Dejima, my uncle from Inaba, will be coming here tomorrow along with his daughter, Nanako. He might be on vacation, but my uncle is a working police detective. For a case like this, I'm sure he'll be the best person to go to for advice.
So, even if the police are out of the question, Dojima-san might hear us out. Good call, Senpai. You're so smart.
Rise clasps her hands in front of her chest, a bit melodramatically, whilst Naruto nods as if to hide her satisfied smile. What a nostalgic feeling. I can easily tell that they're feeling by their reactions. That's when I notice in the corner of my eye, Konami-san is staring, dumbfounded, unable to join in on our conversation.
Oh, you all get along so well. That's so neat.
We've been through a lot together, that's all. Like we all became close friends before we knew it.
Close friends.
Yeah, fighting demons and monsters will do that to you.
Come on, Konami. No spacing out now. You're helping out too, okay?
Huh? Wait, really? You'll let me join you?
Why wouldn't we? You came looking for Miss Ochimizu because you were worried about the others, no? Wouldn't that make your goal the same as ours?
We won't force you, though. You decide what's best for you, Konami-san.
What's best for me? Oh, I feel the same as you guys. I'm worried about them.
Then you're already one of us. You're part of our circle.
Oh, hooray! I made some friends!
Let's meet up again once the others get here tomorrow. Oh, but you have work, right, Konami? Well, if anything comes up, I'll make sure to email you.
Oh, right!
You know, Konami, you need to stop waiting for other people to speak first. You're an idol. Assert yourself more. People only think shyness is cute for so long.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Such a harsh world they live in.
Alright, it's pretty late, so let's call it a night.
I'm sure Naoto-kun wants to freshen up too, so... Senpai, we're gonna ask you to stay in the room next door for a little while. Let's meet back here in a bit.
I have an early morning tomorrow, so I'll be excusing myself. I just have to sleep in the nap room.
Gotcha. Let's get to it, everyone.
We nod at Rise's words and each go our separate ways. I need to freshen up and wait for Rise and Naruto to finish changing, so I take my things and head to the room next door we're using. Still, I'm worried. Kaname Kitchen's members' whereabouts are unknown. What could have happened to them? After getting ready to leave and killing enough time for Rise and Naruto to change, which took forever by the way, I return to the studio and find the door ajar. I guess they finished getting ready to go. I take a quick glance inside just to be safe and see them standing around their belongings lost in conversation. Looks like I may have made them wait instead.
But much as I hate to admit it, once she became the producer, Konami immediately started taking off.
Sorry for the wait. Are you both done? Oh, were you talking about Miss Ochimizu?
Oh, Senpai, are you ready to go? Yep, we're talking about her. She's always like that, so even though she's legit, everyone calls her corrupt. They say she's the worst producer ever. She overworks her idols and makes shameless cash grabs from the fans. Some go so far as to call her a demon or a money grubber, including fans of the idols she's produced. When she started with Kaname and Kitchen, she had footage shown on TV of her forcing impossible demands on those girls.
I see. So by showing images of them being abused as they earnestly pursued their dreams, it would only encourage the audience to cheer them on out of sympathy.
Exactly! That's the kind of thing she's good at. But doesn't it seem like cheating? Plus, if it really was all an act, I might respect it. But she's exactly the same when the cameras aren't rolling, so sometimes I seriously wonder if she's not faking it.
Having been on the receiving end, I can see why you'd think so.
Right? She always makes us do insane things without running them by us. I wish she'd think about the people who actually have to do that stuff.
What about LMB? Do you think Miss Ochimizu is scheming something with that?
I don't know. What if Kaname and Kitchen going missing is another one of Miss Ochimizu's promotional tactics?
I hadn't considered that possibility.
Wait, scratch that idea. Even Miss Ochimizu wouldn't go that far, I think.
I see. By the by, there's something I'd like to mention which may have no bearing on this case. I heard an odd rumor regarding the festival.
An odd rumor?
Yes. If you go to the festival website at midnight, it plays an unusual video. The video shows an idol known to be dead dancing in it. Those who watch the video to the end are taken away to the other side and never awaken. Or so the rumor goes.
Whoa, Naoto-kun! Where is this coming from?
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to scare you. Of course, I don't believe this tall tale about some dead idol. Not one bit.
Naoto-kun, you're scared, huh?
Yes, but that isn't important. I didn't bring this up to talk about that.
Rise and I can't help but exchange looks as Naruto's inability to hide her anxiety. Still, she's right. Now's not the time to be worrying about something like
Go on,
that.
Naoto.
Yes, anyway, there's something that disturbs me about this rumor.
What's that?
Well, doesn't it seem a bit similar to our prior experiences?
When you look at a switched-off TV at midnight on a rainy day, you'll see your soulmate. You're talking about the Midnight Channel.
The Midnight Channel. The cause behind the mystery we were faced with when we were still just ordinary high school students. A world within TVs, the monsters called shadows lurking there, and an enigmatic serial murder case centered in the town of Inaba. All the memories of last year flash through my mind in an instant. A sudden chill runs down my spine. We await Naruto's next words, our growing unease justified for once.
Of course, it's hard to say how much we can trust these sorts of rumors. On the other hand, this particular rumor has some troubling aspects to it.
Such as?
There have been genuine victims, and their numbers have been rapidly increasing. Though naturally, there's no proven correlation between the victims and the rumor. It's quite possible that the rumor sprung up in reaction to the victims. But it's a fact that a good handful of people are in a comatose state right now.
A coma?
Seriously? I never heard about that. Hey, is something like before happening again?
Is this another case with another world? That's what Rise is probably trying to ask. I was wondering the same thing myself, but Naruto shakes her head in response to Rise's question.
There's no knowing whether this is a case yet or not. I only briefly heard about it the other day during work. I was going to look into it, and if it did turn out to be connected to that case, I thought it might be necessary for me to consult everyone about it.
The LMB website at midnight, huh?
Offhand, I glanced towards the clock, high on the studio wall. 11:58 p.m. Almost midnight. If I pointed it out, at the very least, the three of us here could check the truth behind the rumor, but...
It's almost midnight. Why don't we check it out for ourselves?
I knew you'd say that. In all honesty, I doubt that this rumor has anything to do with the disappearances. But all the same, it may be faster to get to the bottom of this rumor ourselves.
Wait, you want us to look at it right here, right now? Geez, fine. But we're all gonna look at it together. Senpai, you come over here. Naoto-kun, you're over there. And whatever happens, no running away, okay? Let's see. Love meets bonds. Oh, here it is, the official LMB site.
Rise taps her cell phone's touchscreen and the LMB Fest's website comes up. Set lists, ticket details, participating artists, several topics and details have been added, but the website seems mostly unchanged from the other times we've checked it.
The site appears to be operating normally.
See? Nothing's coming up. That rumor has to be fake.
I check the clock on the wall again and see that it's now a minute before midnight. I just hope nothing unusual happens.
Wait, what is this?
Rise's voice pulls me back to the phone screen, and I see something completely new being displayed. Crackling static fills the screen, and an eerie light flickers. Countless shadows sway in the visual noise, just barely visible.
They do look like human silhouettes. And they seem to be dancing, don't they? That's all of it.
This has to be just a prank. I'm gonna check with the admins about this. Oh, or it's part of Miss Ochimizu's PR. I bet she spread that weird rumor to get Konami's group to sell more.
That's when I notice it, just on the edge of my hearing. What was that? I concentrate trying to figure out what the sound was. If it's just us here, I can't have heard something that unusual, right?
What's the matter, Senpai? Did you hear something just now?
Yeah, I heard it too.
No way. So it wasn't just me?
A voice?
What is that?
I follow Naruto's gaze and notice an eerie light swaying near the studio ceiling. Like a fog machine or a staged pyrotechnic effect, it's lit up by a strange light. It's as if it's looking down upon us.
Come, Risei Kujikawa. I've prepared a place just for you.
Who are you? How do you know my... Ah! Ah! Senpai! You, Senpai! Oh, you're up. Thank goodness.
I stir at the sound of Risei calling my name. Where am I? The last thing I remember is a weird light in the Takura production studio, and then...
Risei, Naoto, are you alright?
We're okay. You're the one we're worried about. We couldn't wake you up at all.
Yes. I'm glad to see you conscious as well. Though, our situation still isn't very good.
It's so dark here, I can't see anything. Where are we?
My guess is we're in the other world that those who see the video are taken to. It seems the rumor was true. It's that voice!
Welcome, Risei Kujikawa, to our midnight stage.
Midnight stage?
That's right. An ideal world where no one hurts or gets hurt. I only intended to invite Risei-san here. But oh well. I prepared a stage for you all. Here, take a look.
Suddenly, a dim light turns on and we realize where we are. Well, perhaps not exactly where we are, but what kind of place this is. We appear to be standing on a stage, a fairly gaudily decorated one, like for a concert. The stage itself isn't lit, but it's overly decorated and exaggerated in every way possible. Simply put, its design screams out, Risei's back in showbiz. What in the world is this?
Just who the heck are you? Not only did you drag us here, you put this thing together. What are you trying to accomplish?
Never mind that. I just want to connect with all of you. Look, see how many have been waiting for your comeback.
Are these shadows?
Come now, won't you sing? Dance for them. It'll make everyone happy.
The shadows that fill the seats give an eerie cheer and sway their bodies as if to commend us. What are these shadows? They've been waiting for us. For Risei's performance. On closer inspection, the shadows' bodies are all connected from their necks, hands, and legs with strange ribbons, writhing as if alive themselves. This isn't good. If a battle breaks out, it won't be easy breaking through their numbers with just the three of us.
I've had enough of this! You kidnap us to who knows where, and now you want us to dance for these shadows? To hell with that! Send us back home, now!
The shadows.
All of a sudden, the shadows stop moving, and a silent stillness falls upon the area. At the same time, the music, no more like an eerie song I'd been hearing ever since entering this world, begins increasing in volume, as if encroaching from far beyond.
Send you back? No, you're all going to dance. That's what everyone's here for, after all.
After the mysterious voice's loud reply, the shadows begin moving their limbs in time to the song, as if they're dancing. Suddenly, we're hit with an overwhelming weakness. We have to fight just to remain standing.
What is this? I feel weak.
Isn't it wonderful? This song is my gift to everyone. Don't you feel it? How they all desire to connect with you?
So that song and the Shadows dance is what's affecting us.
You, Senpai!
Right.
I instinctively sense Naruto's intent, and we react at the same time. It's as if Naruto's quick draw and my call to the persona in my heart were completely simultaneous.
Ready?
Persona! What? Ugh.
My bullets disappeared. And Senpai's persona too? Is this your doing?
Don't accuse me of something I didn't do. I told you earlier, no one gets hurt here.
Unbelievable. Both my persona and Naruto's bullet disappeared like smoke before they even reached the shadows. Just like the mysterious voice says, it looks like anything violent at all gets somehow negated in this world.
What do you want from us?
Nothing really. We're just asking you to accept us. Come on, let's connect with these eternal bonds. Won't you be good children? It's all right. Don't be frightened. Let's dance together. Won't you join us, Risei Kujikawa?
My mind.
Careful! This is bad.
No, I can't.
Rise-san!
I can't lose.
What the?
I can move again? But how?
Could it be? We need to move. The shadows are being affected by our music and movement. It's just as I thought. That eerie song we're hearing is forcing the shadows to dance. If we can interrupt that song and the shadows dance, we might get through this.
But how?
I don't know. But one idea comes to mind. If we can force them into a different song and dance like before, then maybe...
What a tiny child!
No!
Naruto-kun!
You're connected with us. Now you can become the you everyone wants you to be.
Senpai! Rise-san, please! Stop their dance.
Naoto!
We just have to get those shadows moving to our music, right?
Rise?
Senpai, if that stuff Naoto-kun was saying is true, then there is something we can do to help her. Right now.
Huh?
I'll try and use my persona. Maybe I can deliver our music to those shadows at full blast. The way they reacted to my music earlier, I think I might be able to affect them a little bit. But I don't think that'll be enough. That's why I need your help too, Senpai. If music and movement affects them, then we should be able to pull them into our rhythm, right? Don't worry. Just show off your cool dance. I know you can do it, Senpai.
Okay, here we go.
Time to see how rubbish I am.
I can do this. All right.
It's a war out there every day. You can't hide from me.
How's that?
You gotta pray for the roots, pretty cool, got an out in the face
Yeah.
of the Sabbath street. When your friends and boss look alike on the face
Yeah.
of it, they miss their history, but they fight all the place in it.
How's that?
Yeah, they fight all the place in it.
How's that?
Times, they just have to let us fight.
All right.
It's natural to say, but there ain't no other way.
If I can just keep this up.
You're doing great. I can feel what's in your heart.
All right. Yeah. All right. How's that? All right. How's that? Yeah.
You sing, you fall, break down, and you think you can
All right.
take one more ground. But something almost evil keeps
How's that?
getting you up. Something angry,
All right.
something deep, something stuck in your gut, something telling you you cannot give up, you cannot give up. So you fight the times, that's just how you work.
Yeah.
It don't back and roll and right.
All right.
Take your love, the things is right.
You're doing great.
It's working. The shadows are going for it. All right. Yeah. 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 All right. Persona is the power of the heart. Depending on your heart's true nature, it changes form. Not just for hurting, not just for fighting. Right now, I know I can show you how I really feel. We will never stop changing. Answer my call. Izanagi! Good, that went excellently.
That's actually harder than Persona 3's version. Persona 3 seemed a bit predictable. I don't know. Anyway, it might be a weird place to end the video, but this has been a freaking long video. There's just not been a place to actually pause anything. Like an hour and 20 minutes. But I guess it is the comeback video at the start of the year, so it's been a long one. And obviously, there's been a lot of story. We'll get into more dancey stuff as the game goes on, but they have to have a big long intro just to kind of explain the setup. So, as usual, guys, thanks for joining me. If you've stayed around for the full hour and 20 minutes, then that's fantastic. I probably wouldn't have. And I will catch you very soon in the next episode of Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Until then, take care.